episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be making masala wali roti, which is basically curried flatbreads or curried naan, curried roti. So we usually have the plain ones, but I love having the masala ones. It just goes really well with like lentil curry or any of the other recipes that I have on the YouTube. I have a chicken curry up there too that you might want to check out. So let's get started. Let's review the ingredients first. We're going to be adding olive oil. We have salt. I have about 2.5 cups of wheat flour, which is atta. And then here we're going to be adding fresh lime. I have fresh cilantro here, cumin powder, fresh garlic and ginger, turmeric, some cayenne, and some green chutney. And make sure you check out the recipes. I have some tutorials on YouTube on how to make garlic and ginger paste at home and how to make the green chutney that I use in almost all my recipes at home. So let's get started. First, we're gonna go ahead and bind our dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. And then what I am going to do is I am just going to give it a little mix here so it resembles like a crumbly mixture. So I'm just going to have the olive oil. It's just going to mix in with everything else. Just like so. Okay. Now, as you can see, it kind of resembles like a crumbly mixture, so you know your olive oil has incorporated with the flour really well. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to go ahead and slice my lime. Now, you could also use a lemon for this. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze the lime in there. Now this is really preference. I like my food that has a little bit of tart in it, so I'll add both of them in here, both the slices in here. You could even get some ready-made lemon juice if you like to put in there. It's really up to you, or you could even use citric acid if you wanted. Now we're gonna take some coriander here, and we're just gonna give it a good chop here. I like to use the stems too. I think the stems have a lot of aroma in there, so I usually do add a lot. I go ahead and add the stems, but if you feel like you don't want to, you can leave them out. Add that in there. I'm just gonna save some for, I'm gonna make a curry, a lentil curry. Make sure you check out that recipe. All right, now move this back here. I'm gonna go ahead and add the turmeric in there. A tablespoon of turmeric, a tablespoon of cayenne. I'm going to go ahead and add about half a teaspoon of ginger and garlic, a tablespoon of mint chutney, and half a teaspoon of cumin powder. I'm going to go ahead and add our salt, just enough for how you would, so make sure you taste it once the dough is binded. And I'm gonna go get some water and we're gonna mix this up. Cut it. So I got my water here, and we're gonna go ahead and just add enough water in there just to bind a pliable dough. Now I don't have a measurement of the water because depends on, you know, sometimes you just need more water, less water. So we're just gonna keep on adding the water in there slowly. Don't add a whole lot in there, just add slowly so that you have a good pliable dough. Because if you add a lot of water, then you have to add the more flour in there, and that means your seasonings will be less. So okay, and you could use white flour for this too. It's fine. I try and be healthy, and so I try and use the wheat flour. Okay, I think that should be it, but let's, so see how I just added little by little? I think it's just perfect. You could use a machine for this, but some of the recipes I just like to bind the dough with my hands because a lot of the viewers don't have a mixer. So there we go. Our dough is really nicely binded. And so what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna leave this, cover it for about 20 minutes. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make them into flatbreads and get them all cooked up. So here I started rolling these. It's been about 20 minutes. I opened it, cut half of it, and then I also covered the other half so it doesn't become dry. Made little balls like this and started frying this up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to roll it. But so here we go. Let's go ahead. I'm going to add just a little bit of flour on it so it prevents it from sticking. And we're just gonna make a nice round shaped roti. Now, if you see here, you'll see these little bubbles showing up right there. That's perfect. At this point, I'm gonna turn it, and look how it's got like really nice brown marks on it. And then I'm just gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil to keep it really nice and moist. I'm gonna turn it once, like so. Turn it on, turn it around again, and let it cook some more. Okay. Okay, just make sure it's the size that you want. Get the sides nice and thinned out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this. Look at that color on the other end, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. At this point, it's nicely cooked on both ends. Take that out, and we're going to do one more here. Put this in and wait till the bubbles form. In the meantime, go ahead, and that's how basically it goes. It goes really well when you kind of have a system set up. Okay, now I'm looking at the bubbles at the same time I'm done rolling this one. So perfect timing. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and give it a turn. Go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil. So, mix it around, give it a turn, give it a turn again. Now you can get these as thin as you like, or you could have them a little thick so they kind of look like parathas, but I am gonna stick with thinning them out for today because I am going to be serving it with a lentil curry, which is my favorite. So make sure you look at the recipe for that. Okay, we're done with this one. Go ahead and add this one back in. And then just like so, if I wanted to make more, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and use it for tomorrow. But if you wanted to make all of it, that's fine. Otherwise, the best thing to do also would be to freeze it and take it out like on a Friday night. So Saturday you can have parathas with eggs, or rotis, masala rotis with eggs. And in the morning, all you have to do is just bind it again a little bit and roll them out and make them fresh, so no one knows that the dough really came out from the freezer. So here we go. Again, you see those bubbles up there. Perfect. We're gonna turn it around. Go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil again. And the whole house smells fantastic in here. It just makes you want to even sit down and just have this with butter and jam, or butter and honey, or even just like a achar, or looks great on the bottom. I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to put it on the bottom just because I want to do a quick taste test here and tell you exactly how it turned out. I think my daughters have already been nibbling on it, already got thumbs up, but I haven't given it a try, so let's do it. They are really, really good. They are really nice and soft, yet a little bit crispy on top. And you can kind of taste that curry in your mouth with the that lemon and the salt that we put in. Just perfect. So this concludes this episode of curried rotis. Make sure you check out my recipe on the lentils. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great recipe. See you then, friends.